can't stop progress, they say. Progress that often, if not typically, mows over history for better or for worse. And yes, I will concede many times that it is for the better. But that doesn't mean we can't save significant surviving structure specimens stanchioned off to the side. And here is a considerably commendable consummate case concealed in the corner of a considerably consequential commercial carriageway crossing in the city of Hazelwood. Mildly intriguing things on the left as we make our way down this outer easement include remnants of an old defunct motor lodge-like motel, some seemingly out-of-context retail building, and an impressively surviving run-down trailer court. The headquarters of the Bigfoot monster truck used to occupy this building for many years, complete with Bigfoot 5 on display in front of it before they moved their operation to Pacific, Missouri. We have a couple of car dealers from a local family automotive group, but after all that, at the end of this little road called Brooks Drive is Brooks Park, where a modest but proud little enclave of historic buildings have been assembled and staged for proper public preservation and presentation. All three of the prominent structures here were moved from their original locations, including this pre-Civil War one-room schoolhouse, as well as the Utz Tesson house seen off in the distance. Or is it Utz Tesson house? I could probably find 5 ways to mangle the pronunciation, but crucially I don't know, and the robots are no help with such matters. Only lifelong local senior citizens probably know the real pronunciation, as is par for the course anywhere in the world you go. If my research serves me correctly, the name Utz, also found on a road we used to get here, comes from James Utz, who was executed for being a Confederate spy the day after Christmas in 1864, and therefore completely failed to have a Happy New Year in 1865. If they could have only waited a few more months, the war would have ended and he probably would have been pardoned. This was his house, I presume, and Tesson was just a farmer who bought it and lived a far longer and less conspicuous life. Tesson, or one of his many family members, also have a road nearby bearing their moniker, not to be confused with the South St. Louis County Tesson, spelled with 2 S's and associated with some long-gone ferry across the Merrimack River, another story I don't know anything about. In fact, everything I just said is probably highly inaccurate, and I'm talking about the wrong people entirely. I probably should have read the various proper pertinent plaques, prodigiously plastered around, prior to proffering this pointless prose proliferating pointless propaganda. Period. But don't worry, there will be some lingering pausable shots of the official, difficult to make out on camera historical signage I didn't bother to read before writing this script. I might manage to meagerly minimize the maniacal measures of mind-numbing alliteration as well. Maybe. I guess we'll just have to see how the rest of this narrative pans out. Besides, I don't want to give out all the spoilers and diminish reason for one to check out this place for themselves, he offered as justification for his laziness. This is the Nobe house. Or is it Knob? Maybe Nobby. No Bay. I promise you I'm familiar with St. Louis and know stuff about it. Kenobi, perhaps, if you're from a galaxy far, far away. At any rate, it currently serves as a community resource asset for the city of Hazelwood and certain administrative operations. I'm not sure if it's really open to the public per se, because whoever was driving the public works truck either coincidentally or intentionally managed to slip away with expert precision timing for avoiding my nosiness. Brooks Park also has this sweet gazebo of no real historical significance yet, but give it another 100 years. Some folks say the park looks a little odd and thin as it goes way back from the parking lot with the play structure at the far end. I think it used to have more trees, but it became necessary to clear a lot of them out, perhaps making space for some future plan that hasn't worked out as of yet. The open space could be an ideal place to stash any other historic buildings Hazelwood or their neighbors might still have lying around in the way of some soulless strip mall development deal. After such a statement, I'd also like to declare that I'm not anti-suburban strip mall as one might conclude. I just don't really like destroying viable existing structures of Providence character and local history just because they are less tax dense, when there seems to be plenty of dead, insignificant spaces ripe for redevelopment, in addition to pragmatically utilized virgin parcels. Well, that sounded like a tangent, I guess, and all I can really hope to do is meditate among the history momentarily, stare soulfully at seemingly steadfast structures, and ponder the meaning of life, while mildly insulated from, but comfortably bathing in, the natural 21st century urban soundtrack of howling tire tread. Thank you for watching and supporting local history.